Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts on the 4 hour. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour, we did indeed manage to break our downward sloping trend line yesterday, which is obviously very good to see. That did obviously when we closed on a closing basis, that did basically give us a move actually above the resistance level also, which was also good to see. So got us above this basically 59,000 level, and currently we have stalled out and are testing into that support level. So it just seems to me like one of two things. Well, the bullish case scenario is one of two things happens here. One of those two things is that we get supported by this trend, this horizontal, make our way up to around the 42,000, and then well, trade in this range and try and break above. Or the second one is that we actually come down and we actually back test the top side of the downward sloping trend line, which could coincide obviously with our support level here of about 36 to 35,000. If it's to happen obviously relatively soon, and then ideally for the bulls a bounce off there, and then continuing upwards with our forward check, our back check, and our paycheck move, basically up to ideally the 42k, maybe consolidate under there in that region and then break above, or even just break straight over if we have the momentum. But yeah, they are kind of the two scenarios that are the best case scenarios for the bulls. I mean, basically one is we go up from here, the other is we come down a bit and then go up. Obviously, we to the downside is still pretty clear. If we start closing below, closing for our candles below 38,000, we could pretty much be looking for that move down to basically this horizontal support and the top side of this trend line. And then yeah, we've got to watch out for getting supported here, because then if we start closing well below 35,000 and then obviously under this trend line, then realistically we would be looking for, well, we could be looking for a test down of the bottom side of this channel wedge, descending wedge, whatever you want to call it, or even if we drew in a different trend line and had it as a sort of a channel. Either way, we're looking below prices if we broke back under, and if we close below 35,000, I do think we have got a better than zero chance, to put it to say the least, of breaking they're basically the next real level of next real major level of support, which is around this 30,000. But obviously we've got this level here too. But yeah, at the moment things are not looking so bad. Managed to I mean, our two-step plan to go to basically call this a low is basically the 39,000 and the 42,000. So at the moment we have kind of obviously got above 39,000, not above it now at the moment, but yeah, looking to try and hold this level, have a go at 42. But obviously don't forget, guys, we could roll over at any point, and like I said, we just got to watch out for closes below 38 and closes below 35 to trigger moves back to the downside, and they could be pretty aggressive. I mean, as you see, some of these candles to the downside are pretty aggressive, just because the old adage of up the staircase and down the elevator shaft. So yeah, it will be an interesting day. I do my bias is towards that we will take out 42,000, even if it's we move up from here, consolidate and move up, or just move up, or we come back down to test to test the top of the trend line, this horizontal, and move back up. This does really look like a level that we would want to come down to test before potentially bouncing upwards. Just you know how charts work, you know how we talk about the forward check, the back. I mean, it's basically a back test. We've broken above, back test it as support, and then onwards and upwards. It would look normal basically. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, how is she doing? Actually very good, because we had these important levels that if we were to stay below, it would not look very good. You could see we were getting supported, and then we had a weak bounce and then lost it, and have managed to catapult straight through, back above this important horizontal and back above this macro channel trend line, as you can see. So this is obviously, in the context of the shenanigans we had going on, yeah, it was fair enough. We did get enough momentum to swing below, but we've quickly been brought back up, back above this level. So this is looking like a forward check, a back check, and a pay check also here. Obviously it was a bit deep, but we know what how severe the markets were trading, how severe the moves in the markets were at that point. But to see a swing straight back over like this is pretty positive. And then yeah, I mean, this does look good now that we're back above these important levels, and we have a swung failure below. It's kind of like a slingshot. We kind of pulled back and we're ready to catapult upwards. So we have potentially got very good things here. Mate, I would probably suggest that this target here, I wouldn't necessarily say got front ran. I was waiting for this target, but I think basically this is when Elon stepped in and messed things up, and obviously the timing of his tweet was not to my TA satisfaction. But hey, so basically I would just class this as this initial target has now been met, and if we do come up, I won't be looking to take off risk off here now. Basically I'll be looking for the next level at the not spot 115. Not spot 114 level, not spot 11 we can call it. So that's what I'm looking for, the next move up for this asset now. And that could be when things start to get pretty fruity in the next move up. This is providing everything does go to plan, which I think we've got a good chance of it doing so. I think we've got a good chance. We are clearly, obviously, like I say, we're not out of the woods here. We've got to get above 42. Even if Bitcoin gets above 42, I do think we will be looking at between 42 and 50, maybe even 42 and 52, as a range for us to grind out, trade sideways in, consolidate in more longer term, maybe like a month or so. And at that point, and during that, I think altcoins will get their run again. Continue their run, and then yeah, this can continue its run upwards. That is the bullish case scenario, the best case scenario, what I'm kind of expecting, looking for. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. DXY, looking good for obviously the risk asset bulls. Is looking weak AF. I mean, we've been watching, looking, expecting this. We were expected these moves down. We expected this pullback. We expected it to get faded. We expected it to come back down. We expected to accelerate as we came below here. We got the back test. We got the forward check, the back check. We expected the pay check. It's all trading very nicely, guys. So as long as no spanners get thrown in the works, this is coming down. This is coming lower. This is coming to into the, well, it's clearly coming into it. We have not actually had an 88s handle yet, but it's clearly heading for the 88s. I mean, it could even get that today, and then yeah, we're looking at well, we're looking at 84, where again, these crazy things I've written actually were just like, I mean, we're still way over 38 now with it only here, but yeah, 100k, maybe even 200k Bitcoin if we get down to the 84s in the DXY. Don't forget, people will just be targeting the lower levels. Once we get down here, maybe we'll get a bounce. We probably will get a bounce, but they will be factoring in with their risk asset trades, basically very low levels for the dollar, and it will be the ABD, anything but dollar trade again. So not again, it always has been, but yeah, it will be yeah, it'd be looking good basically. Stock markets will also take a bid off the back of this, as we can see that they are doing. Going to the 4 hour, we were looking at this once we basically regained the 1.618 to yeah, be continuing on, and this just looks this looks like more upside. We have seen price action like this before in the S&P before a big move up. I mean, obviously this was the obviously we know what happened here, and then we brought it back up. But yeah, I mean, we do see sideways, increase, roll, move towards the top, and then boom, to the upside. So this is Bitcoin is not realistically going to come much lower, guy, and not continue the bull run, whilst the dollar is about to find its way potentially even to a 7 handle over the next month or so, and stock markets to literally go on another leg to the upside. Maybe 4445 for the S&P is what we'd be looking at for a, well, maybe even a major top, because you guys know my view on stock markets this year, that they're going to be in trouble. So then we get that move, and then we are gonna come down. But I mean, so far this year, I mean, what are we on? Nearly halfway through the year, and what have we realistically done since the start of this year? Where are we looking? We've not. Let me just get to the start of this year. I mean, we have moved up, but like I said, I was expecting us to move up initially, in the same as in crypto, and then towards the end of the year, we are going to struggle and potentially come down. So I mean, maybe we get one last nice below off top move to 4,500, and then well, potentially get a bear market. A pullback, maybe even a crash. Who knows what it is, down lower, but maybe we crash to the upside. Who knows? Who knows what will happen anyway. But don't forget also, in inflation adjusted, what our stocks doing, they are probably down for the year. Just bear all that in mind. The 10-year also as well, indicating a bit of weakness here. Not necessarily weakness, but looking like it's going to come down. This is obviously feeding through to easing on the dollar, easing the dollar down in value as the yield on that said asset is coming down. Bitcoin dominance, we'll have a quick look at that, because we do look at it, even though we have spoke about the bifurcation of market. So realistically, you kind of just want to be looking at what alts you are interested in against Bitcoin, like we do with the Ethereum Satoshi pairing. But as a whole, this is good to get a gauge of what is going on. And as you can see, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the the lower high. I was going to say higher low. Maybe this is the lower high. Had a nice move down. This is pretty much a decent retrace. We didn't really hit any major levels. I mean, you could have had some potential horizontals along this level, but no real levels. We did turn around, and I mean, realistically, if we take out this low move down here, which we could pretty much call, we'll just round it up to 43%, take out 43%, then I think we will then see the move down into this range. Maybe we get a bit of sideways. To be honest, maybe we do get a bit of sideways range action between, well, it's a massive range between 35 and well, not necessarily where we are now. If we're breaking down, I think maybe between where we are now and 35 and 40%, in which case altcoins will go a bit nuts. Certain ones will go especially nuts, other ones will lag. You know how it is. We've obviously got the whole if we are looking at the fact that certain layer ones, Matic, Sol and things have been doing particularly well, then we could definitely look at obviously Polkadot. Once the parachains start to go live, we could look at them doing extremely well. That could obviously then just all those coins, which are already, a lot of them are quite pumped anyway in anticipation, we caught a lot of those quite early we caught them early late last year, but some of those coins may then already quite big market caps could then start to pump even higher in spectacular fashion, in which case we could see this actually crash through even the lower level, 35%. Something to keep an eye on there. Let's have a look at Ethereum US dollar. Here we go. Ethereum USD. Not looking too bad. I mean, we wanna not be printing any sorts of head and shoulders, but I mean, we are looking good now for more bullish action. I think we basically said 2,500, didn't we? This level, get above here, and we were looking a lot better. Next level, 2,800 above there, and I mean, to be honest, above 2,800, we would be looking. I think this could then start to accelerate again. Obviously, the dollar pairing is directionally based on Bitcoin. Very few times will we see this go up in dollar value whilst Bitcoin isn't going up. Something to keep an eye on there. It will be it will be heavily influenced by the direction of Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin is looking good, then this can definitely go up quicker than Bitcoin, which is basically the Satoshi pairing going up, which I am expecting. So 8K Ethereum EOY still clearly on the table. This obviously is a major level. You can see this formation we're putting in here back above that, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks good. It looks good until it doesn't. The trend is your friend until it isn't. Don't try and call the tops. Just go with it until basically you've got enough money, and then cash out. Don't even wait to the end of the trend. Anyway, so let's have one last. How's the Nasdaq doing? Obviously, we know growth stocks are going to be a laggard in the current environment where it's all about value. But yeah, you can see maybe this is going to print an ascending wedge and then crash. Let's have a look when that crash could be time-wise. This is a very interesting way of predicting a crash. So potentially around, well, it's not even July, end of July, August time. Could we expect a pullback, which would only realistically be down to this level? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this because this could be a formation going forwards. So finally, let's look at those stochastics. Remember, the one we wanted was the daily to basically get going, and yeah, get us through to that and get us up above that $42,000 level. But yeah, 4 hour is getting pretty extended here, so maybe like I said, we do get that pullback, we do get that dip to maybe around 36. And then the bounce off there. The 10 hour will be obviously moving to the upside still. If it when it wants to load. Here we go. Yep, I mean, it did have a bit of a pullback, but yep, still onwards and upwards, getting into obviously the bullish half of this, which is what you want to see as well. Upward momentum then in this, and 12 hour, very similar read as well. So these looking good on the way up. I mean, these are looking good to get us up to 42, and then we kind of need daily realistically to get running to blast us through 42. If we get up here, we'll clearly be in that 42.50 range. 2 day also has turned back up from a low range we saw yesterday. 3 day still diving though. 5 day looking to turn up. Weekly still diving. A bit of bifurcation in higher time frames. I mean, we've had basically over 50% pullback in Bitcoin, so it's going to have an impact on higher time frames, and they are slow moving ones to turn around. But yeah, the main one we're looking at is this daily, the daily to get moving. And yeah, basically get us above this 42,000 and get us consolidating within 42 to 50, maybe even 42 to 52. And then potentially making another leg to the upside. Obviously, we could get that move up, and then this could just be the best time to sell before we do literally come for a big drop down again. It could be, but we'll just have to play that in level by level in real time. We can't really make any calls on that yet. The bull market may be over. We may just be looking at a move. Well, best case scenario, if the bull market's over, best case scenario into the 52,000s before rolling over. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I don't think that is the case. But hey, who cares? Who cares what we think? We'll just see what happens. So yeah, that is it today. Not much else I wanted to tell you guys. So yeah, thank you for listening. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.